Okay guys, so today we are solving the conditional statements is C problem. Okay, this is a part of the C language learning program of Hackerrank. So let's start. So the author is Abhi Ranjan. The difficulty is easy. The maximum score is 10 points and it has been submitted by around 0.12 million people. So the objective says if and else are two most frequently used conditionals in C/C++, and they enable you to execute 0 or 1 conditional statement among many such dependent conditional statements. Okay, so if and else statements are basically what they sound like. Okay, one condition is true, then one statement is executed, and if it isn't true, then the next statement is executed. Okay, so we use them in the following ways. The first one is only if. Okay, we only use if in the first case, there is no else. This executes the body of bracketed code starting with statement 1 if condition evaluates to true. So if this condition evaluates to true, which is 1, then this statement 1 will be executed, and if this condition comes out to be false, then no action will be taken. Okay, this is the first case. In the second case, if else, both will be present. This executes the body of bracketed code starting with statement 1 if condition evaluates to true, or it executes the body of the code starting with statement 2 if condition evaluates to false. Note that only one of the bracketed code sections will ever be executed, because the condition can only evaluate to true or false. If the condition evaluates to true, then this statement 1 in the if block will be executed, and if this condition evaluates to false, then the statement 2 in else block will be executed. Okay. The third kind is if else. Okay. So basically this is a nested structure. Okay. In this structure, dependent statements are chained together, and the condition for each statement is only checked if all prior conditions in the chain are evaluated to false. Once a condition evaluates to true, the bracketed code associated with that statement and the program then skips to the end of the chain of statements and continues executing. If each condition in the chain values evaluates to false, then the body of bracketed code in the else block at the end is executed. Okay, so what this means is if is the first block. Okay, then we have else, and inside that else we have another if and another else, and inside that second else we have the third else. Simultaneously it goes on. Okay, so the first condition is evaluated. If it is true, then the first block statement is executed. If it is not true, then it checks the second condition. If the second condition is true, then the second block is executed. If this is also not true, then it checks the third condition, and so on, until if every condition is false, then it executes the last statement. Okay, and if the first condition is true, then it does not go to these lower conditions. It executes the first statement and leaves this chain. Okay. Given a positive integer denoting n, do the following. So this is the our task. So there are 2 points. The value of n lies between 1 and 9. 1 and 9 both are included. Okay, square brackets. Print the lowercase English word corresponding to the number. Example 1 for 1, 2 for 2, etc. The second point is if n greater than 9, print greater than 9. Okay, we have to tell the user that the number that he gave us as input is greater than 9. The input format is very simple. The first line contains a single integer n. The constraints are that n lies between 1 and 10 to the power of 9. Okay. The output format is n belongs to 1 to 9. Then print the lowercase English word corresponding to the number. Otherwise print greater than 9 instead. So this is a sample input and this is the sample output. This lies between 1 and 9. Its value is 5. So we print this in words FIVE. Okay. It will be printed like this in words, and since 44 does not lie between 1 and 9, we will print greater than 9. Okay. So we have to make if else chain. Okay guys, so we will write the code now. Here you will see a comment. Write your code here. This is the place you have to insert your code, and you don't have to worry about these lines. Okay, don't bother about these lines, what they are. We'll see that later. Okay, let's minimize this. So I actually wrote the code previously, so I'm just gonna paste it. So this is the code that we'll use. Okay, I'll explain this what it is. This is basically an if else chain. Okay, the first condition is n is or not equal to 1. Okay, so if n is equal to 1, if this is true, then we will print the the word 1. Okay, if this is not true, then we'll move to the second condition, which is n is equal to 2. Now this operator double is equal to is basically a comparing operator. Okay, here it checks whether the right value is equal to or not the left value. Okay, if this statement is true, this condition is true, that the value of n is 2, then we will print the word 2. Similarly, we will check the condition n is equal to 3. If this is true, then we will print the word 3, and this will go on till 9. Okay, the last checking condition will be whether or not n is equal to 9. Okay, if this is true, then it will print 9. If all of these conditions are not satisfied, none of these is true. For example, the number is 44. Okay, it doesn't match any of these conditions. It isn't equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. Okay, then we will print that the value is greater than 9. Okay, so the structure is first if, and then a condition is in small brackets, and then the statement. Now here I did not insert this statement in curly brackets because this is a single line statement. Okay, you can use that or don't use. It is completely upon you. Okay, if this is a single line statement, you do not have to necessarily use the curly brackets, right? Now the second line is else, a space, and then if. Okay, so this will continue, else if this will continue until 9, and then we'll have the last else statement. Okay, so let's run this code. Okay, so all the cases have been satisfied. So the test cases have been passed. Let's submit the code and check whether it is true for the corner cases as well. Okay. Okay, there are 11 test cases. All of them have been passed, so the code works perfectly. Okay, so this is the celebration for the fifth code challenge. That's nice. Okay, I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.